to go check out that that guy's catching one. To go check out that that Delfield unit. I know it's got a bad evaporator fan motor. We will dig into it and see if it's a multiple offender, because I like multiple offenders. And we're gonna get out there and see what's going on with this thing. Give it to me, baby. This is the one we're working on today, the Delfield. Get some numbers here. Oh, it's not a Delfield, it's a Manitowoc Delfield. There it is. 4472N 30M. Togo ones. It's made for Togos sandwiches. And the drawer system on this is really tricked out. If you want to figure out how these come out, you're going to take the drawer and the rails all in one unit. There's these little blue clips in the back here. The blue clips. You can push back and then lift up. Push back and lift up. And then you'll get the whole rail out. So you're going to take the whole inner channel with the outer channel, and it'll all come out in one piece. Get the drawers out. Now you got to take the screws out of this middle piece. That's what I'm working on right now. Okay, and then this piece will come out. Now we can get these off. There's 4 of them, and this should slide right out to us. After you get the 4 3/8 out, there's 2 7/16 you got to take out back here. Now you get those out, we can pull this whole apparatus out of here. That's your drawer rack system. Right there. Let me get that out of the way. Now we can get this cover off right here, this evaporator cover. Once you get the 4 screws off, 2 on each side, this come loose. And we're going to work on getting it out of there. Now we might have to take these out. These are just in with thumb screws. I'll show you that real quick. Super easy to take. Dividers. And then those are the thumb screws. Pretty tight. Once you get them loose, you can finger bang them. And this thing will lift straight up once you get them all loose. And then there's 2 on this side and the back side. So here's a better view of those. They got the cutouts on them. It's 2 pieces. So it's the 1 piece and the second piece, and then you'll see the thumb screws. And those are the thumb screws right there. And you can see how that just sits on there. You can see the one that's in and then the one that's out. Okay, now we can move this out of the way. You see our coils all iced up. This is our bad evap fan motor. But the coil icing up is probably going to be another issue. And I'll show you where the thermostat is here in a second. So this is the probe. This is our evaporator probe. It goes into the evap. And this is our cabinet probe. So it's a true 2-probe thermostat. And it's on the back of the unit. If you come on these and you want to know where the thermostat is, I'll show you. Thermostat's going to be located back here on the back. These are our 404A units. The thermostat's on the back. It's a solid state thermostat with 2 sensors. Okay, to do the motor, just take these 5/16 out right here. That holds a fan blade bracket. And you'll get the fan blade. You'll get the whole motor and bracket out this way like this. Alright, there's the fan blade. There's the motor. Now Packard makes a Delfield replacement motor that's really inexpensive. It comes with the kit. Comes with the fan blade and the motor and the whole deal, and I'll get you the number off that, but let me go get the motor. Then I'm thinking I'm going to 86, this thing's out of warranty, I'm going to 86 that OEM solid state thermostat and just put a constant cut in thermostat in. So there's the OEM motor. This is the Packard replacement motor. They call it the Delfield replacement. It's Packard number 65514. And they're good units. They take time to repair. Now I got this machine's unplugged right now. And this is your thermostat with your probes. I'm gonna 86 this thing. That's what I'm thinking. And it's made by Danfoss. And I'm thinking I just want to go back with just a regular thermostat. So you got line and compressor, which is black and orange. The white, the neutrals there is to power off this the solid state inside of the control. And then those are your two sensors. The new fan, it's all nice and quiet now. So I gotta get the coil de-iced, and then I'm gonna pull my wire back through where the two sensors are going. I'll use the sensors as probably a fish tape to pull them through. So there's this big block of putty in there to block the air, and you can see there's a chase in there where the sensors went through. Now I'll use that for a piece of SJ cord because it's shielded, and I got some 14.3. We'll bring it right around over to here. The thermostat will be inside the box now like they used to be in the old days. And we'll get rid of that solid state with the two sensors. For the stat on the cover plate is right here on the side. There's a nice big gap under there. The wires will mesh up nice. The stat won't be in the way. Get a unibit, get your hole drilled. Then you can get your stat in. Line up your holes, and then you can mark for your mounting screws, just like that. And then I'll get these drilled out, and we'll get the stat mounted. And there's the stat mounted on there. I got a mark on there so you know where you're at. So now I'm going to take the probes out and pull in my wire. All right, so this is the wire I'm pulling in. I'm using that existing probe wire to pull it like a fish tape. Yeah, you can see the ice coming off of there. Looks pretty good. And we're gonna get them out of there, right through there. See? Wire in, super easy. We'll get this all straight there. The probe's gonna go into the coil. There'll be enough slack on everything for when you do come back and have to take it off. It'll take off, nothing's gonna rip or break. I'm gonna wrap the wire connectors also in electrical tape just like you would a light switch at your house. And some of you might go, why are you doing that, NorCal Dave? These are more reliable thermostats than those solid state ones with the two sensors. And if this stat fails, it'll actually end up being less work than when a probe fails or that stat fails like it just did. And the unit's older, it's not under warranty. If it's under warranty or newer, put the OEM stuff back in, absolutely. But as the equipment ages, you have the flexibility to do things like this. Also, I don't carry those stats on my truck or the probes, and this is gonna get the customer running. It's a good solid repair, and it's gonna work just fine. So let's carry on. The middle pieces have a lip to hold the trays, or not the trays, but the shelving. Pardon me, the shelving. One side doesn't have it, and that's so the drawer frame could fit back in the middle. So that's a heads up, so you know which one goes where. The lip goes facing the sides. It'll be the same on that one facing that way. All right, so the rebuild's going. We got the frame in, we got the cross member in. Now I'll put the drawers in, and then we'll go to the back and finish up on the side of the box. I'll put back together. We got the drain blown down. It's a great time to blow out your condensate. Got the wire ram behind it. Got the Pookie back in there. Plug up the hole so there's no air gap. Then we'll work on our electrical coming over here. Doing the wiring, so you can always go back to OEM if you wanted to. I'm using the male spade connectors on my wire. to go to the female connectors on the OEM wiring. And you'll see my wiring's coming down like this, and I'll show you where we get it in here. And then I'm going to put a circle connector on the ground wire and screw that into the metal. And I'll show you that here in just a second. I connected my ground wire right there. And if you ever wanted to go back to the OEM gear, it's easy. 2 probes, stat, and if you want to keep it this way, that's going to work really good for a long time. But let's plug it in and we should get H.V.A.C fans. Okay, we got H.V.A.C fans, and then when we crank the stat here, we should get compressor. Coil's too cold. No click. That's because there's still, oh, there it goes. There's still ice on the coil where the probe was. Alright. Now we should be able to turn her off right here. Okay, we're going to let that coil dry out and de-ice for a bit here. And we'll get this back cover on. Now, there is no tabs for checking charge on this one. What I should have done when I had the unit apart, I should have leak checked that evaporator coil, and I didn't. So we'll see if we'll see how it does here. That's one thing I did miss. I put a little note here: thermostat, inside box, right side of coil. Okay, that's how the cover goes back on there. Now it's important this piece of metal gets back on here. It's on there for the airflow of your condenser and to bring that air across your compressor and then out, so it's not recirculating air. Now, I've been on jobs where you come across some super tech just throws these in the garbage because they don't want to sit there and put them on, but it's there for a reason and it needs to be on there, just so you guys know. I'm getting ready to turn this thing on at 61 degrees in there. Here's what the old thermostat looks like, solid state thermostat. You got a relay, which is the orange piece. You got a potentiometer, and I'll ohm these out and see if the contacts are stuck, closed. Because that old one wouldn't turn off. So this is what's in there. This is where your sensors go on the top up here, and that's it. Let's see how it's cooling. I always like to go full blast and then just back it off a little bit. And we'll see where this ends up at. I'll tell you too, so just to get to right here where I'm at right now, that took me 2 solid hours, roughly. Just under a couple solid hours right there. And you know, these are really, really good high-end prep tables. In my opinion, probably the best you can get. Working on them at the Delfield. If you work on trues all the time and turbo airs, you kind of get used to how they're set up. This is just a different way that these are, but if you've done a ton of them, you get used to it, and it's not that big a deal. But you're not going to be in here at the dinner rush working on this thing. You got to roll it outside, or you got to come back in the morning, because it does take time. You have to rip these things apart to get to the H.V.A.C section on these. So that's just a little heads up on that. We're cooling down here, and we'll let it cool down, and we'll see where it cycles off at. That's pulling on down, so stoked on that. All I got left is to tell them to clean this thing up, and they'll be good to go. All right, like, subscribe. We'll check you on the next one.